What is up, everybody? Reverse TV today, and we're gonna talk about the Sony fanboy shill, Colin Moriarty. This dude is doing the most damage control I have seen for PlayStation. It is just insane. When do we get to a point as gamers in general we don't care about physical media at all? Now, I can understand some people who are like, we're gonna go all digital, but then again, it's a lot of reasons why you want to have physical still around, physical media. For one, this is specifically for the PlayStation Store. If you're a PlayStation only gamer, you can only buy games from the PlayStation Store. If you want to get games on sale, it's only gonna be from the PlayStation Store. You can't buy physical media. So this whole argument that, physical, if you're just a physical gamer, you're from some old era, it's just so stupid. Because you mean to tell people don't have movie collections as well, right along with their physical game collection. I like movies as much as I like video games. It's like they're pretty much equal. But, I got a physical movie collection because I don't want some of these companies just taking the movies off the store. Or if you got a so-called Funimation account, they took that away. So you got all your stuff taken away from your digital content. And I guess it got replaced with Crunchyroll or whatever the situation was with that. Also with the Discovery situation, where people who bought Discovery content on Discovery, their network, PlayStation said, hey, screw you guys. We're going to take that away too. So, I don't like my stuff being taken away that I paid for. So that's why I have a physical movie collection. But, according to Colin Moriarty's video, which you're going to play in a second, he says, you're just old if you want to have physical media still. And it's like, what? Let's play the video.
I just think with the disk drive, guys, I don't know. You're really hanging on, man. I appreciate it. And they'll always be able to cater to you. And they want to cater to you. They want to sell games to you. They have no problem doing that. But
do they really, though? Do they really want to cater to you if they sell you a Pro device for $700 when the disc drive sells separately for $80 extra? I don't think they really want to cater to the physical media audience. I think they want to get this quick money from digital and have not to worry about physical at all, pretty much.
Fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer people every quarter are buying games on disc. And they don't want them on disc. They don't need them on disc. I feel like the disc thing is almost getting a little strange in the sense that they will eventually probably get rid of the disc drive or always have this optional external disc drive, and it's not going to be central to the experience. So you're not the standard anymore. And you have to kind of...
Why are we okay in this again? Why do we want to have less options as consumers? And why is he just A-okay with it? That is the most mind-boggling thing here. They would rather kiss Sony's behind rather than have more consumer rights. That is just crazy to me. This is the next level of Sony fanboy show I've ever seen. It is crazy. Once again, with the whole movie situation, you don't want these companies that only have, you can only watch their movies through their individual streaming services, or if they're just taking off certain movies or whatever, and you can't get access to it anymore. That's why I've had a physical media, but this guy says, hey, you shouldn't be worried about it, apparently.
And have stopped talking like you are, no offense. But you're not. This idea that the disk drive should fundamentally come with the console is not something most people give a shit about. They just don't. They're not going to buy games on disc. And this is, I think, something that the internet disproportionately, and we'll get into the cycle of the internet later in another inquiry, but it disproportionately shows you all sorts of viewpoints and economic realities and all sorts of things that are just not real. It's like going on Instagram and everyone's really happy and they're on the beach and they're with beautiful people and they're not doing anything and they're living their lives and stuff. And it's like, that's just a reflection of a fraction of what's real. That's all you're seeing. The hullabaloo around the disk drive is really that. It's like, no, most people don't give a flying fuck that the disk drive's not on the console. I'm sorry that you have to be told that.
Okay, let's talk about that. Like you said, that's the reality that most people are buying digital. That may be a case, but there's a lot of factors as why more people buy digital than physical. Because if you go to one of these average retail stores in America, you can be shocked if somebody even knows, especially when it's release day for a new product, a new video game or a movie, if they even know what the hell you're talking about. Most of these retail store employees don't know anything about these new products that release. If you ask for a new video game, they might not even have it in stock. It might not even be in stock. They have no idea what you're talking about. So that's one of the various problems about going to retail stores and why it's so much easier buying digital. Because I prefer it's physical video games and digital video games is kind of 50-50 for me. Like I don't really care. It's just like whichever one is cheaper. But I still like having physical. Like I just bought Dragon's Dogma 2 for $30 off GameFly pre-owned because they had a sale on that. Meanwhile, on Xbox Store, you can barely get a sale on that game. If you get a sale, it's probably going to be like $55 or $60. So it's not really going to be a sale for digital. So I don't know. This new wave of people being like, hey, screw physical is just bizarre to me. Like, you want to have less options to buy video games? Now, when it comes to PC, that's a different story because there's so many different outlets where you can get games on sale from different storefronts. But console, it's a different story. You only got one place you can buy stuff digital from on console games, especially from PlayStation. So, I just think this is just some bizarre logic to say screw the console, screw the physical people. It's like, what type of logic is that? This is just crazy to me. This person says I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. Firstly, this data is not accurate to PlayStation console games specifically. The percentages you quote include PC and mobile, while there's no physical option. So apparently there's a whole bunch of charts about the sale of physical versus digital. I'm not going through that, but okay, so this guy made it run simpler. Digital splits for games in the UK are interesting. 70% of Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War sales are digital. 52. Okay, so still 30% were physical. I mean, so it's still like, sure, more people were going digital, but still a lot more people still sticking with physical. I don't know. I'm just not okay in what people want to get rid of physical media like that. This person says, no, why are we cool with this? We should all be concerned of down the road companies forcing into their ecosystem only to keep the price high, money going to them, and getting rid of used games. Microsoft tried to do this with Xbone until backlash. Yeah, how do we have this much backlash with the Xbox One generation, but we're just fine with it during the PS5 generation? That just makes no sense for PS5, Xbox Series generation. Often lend my games to my friends and family and vice versa, so physical just works better for me. Yeah. Or if you just want to sell a game, you can do that. You have that option. So just not okay in, having less options to buy stuff from as a consumer. I just think it's important that Sony continues to provide that option going forward. I don't care how small physical sales become, they need to always give us that option. I agree. I just wish it was a standard, to be honest. Like, why are we making it not be the standard? Just because more people buy digital. That's just stupid. Because even though it's an option, that mechanical, that it's still an attached thing you got attached to the console. So it's a higher chance of that failing than if it was just built in, standalone, just built in already. So, I'm not really feeling this whole move that Sony is doing by giving us optional disc drives. Just make it standard. We have two different SKUs for the physical and digital like they did this generation. Yes, and why should us who want to digitally pay for a disc drive? Bruh. Because you bought the console. Just because you new age people want to be all digital. It's like, what the hell? It should come with a disc drive. If you're using your disc, you're not allowing the console maker to massively overcharge you for your digital-only games. Digital media is a scam. It's convenient, but it's like there's definitely some downfalls to it because I don't like people could just randomly just take your stuff off the store that you bought. That's what I got a problem with right there. You're essentially an idiot if you build a digital-only library. Call me a relic, but I own my games. You're leasing it. When I'm done, I can sell and at least recover 30 to 40% of what I spent on the game. You buy something you dislike, you're stuck with it. Yeah, that is definitely a terrible feeling when you bought a game for full price. You don't like it, and you're just stuck with it. That's reality. This person states, never give up your choice to own. It's not about being a relic. It's about owning what's yours and never having a choice on how you're supposed to get your digital media, be it movies, music, and even video games. Yeah, and I heard even people are buying vinyls are coming back in stock. Like vinyls. that's come back from music. So, you know, people always go about physical media, and even when it comes like to movies, I know people complain about like people. I guess people want to stream Netflix or streaming services over actually having a disc, which is very bizarre to me. It's like you can't complain about physical movie sales when it's like some of these places barely have very low stock of these movies when they first come out anyway. So it's like in the stores, it's just horrendous. You go to a lot of retail stores for movies, so you mostly got to buy these movies online anyway. This dude said, it seems like you for the longest time now that you rarely side with the consumer these days. Yeah. I guess even the people who watch him say, hey, this dude don't side with the consumer, he just sides with Sony. And that's just bizarre to me. Nobody gives a crap about preservation, not even the majority of fans of those that have a YouTube channel got it. And Sony has already done at least one shady thing with their digital service unrelated to games, but I don't trust them on my digital game library. Yeah. Or if they want to ban you for whatever reason, all that digital content that you own is just gone. So I can never be a full 100% on this whole all digital concept because there's so many factors on what you can get screwed over that way. So I'm not for it. I'm not liking the vast majority of people want to side with this all digital future, which is kind of stupid. All major games are still releasing on disc though, and even if the switch to digital will still have disc, and no disc drive means you're not able to play them. If consoles did go digital, then I would switch to PC. Yeah, if consoles go all digital, then you might as well go to PC because you at least got more options there, so it's not as bad. But all digital consoles sound horrible. That sounds like a horrible future because you only got one place to buy the games from or get your stuff from, which doesn't make any sense to me. I still trade in my games all the time. I trade in my games occasionally. It's not all the time, but occasionally. And I like to have that option. I don't like that it's just going to be non-existent. That seems crazy to me. Just not even have the option at all. I will never understand the cheering of digital games where you can't resell, lend to other friends, a digital license, or even get better deals. Once these platforms revamp the whole system to be more consumer friendly, I will stick to physical games because I like to own my stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna conclude it right here. This whole calling people relics and these ridiculous names because they want to actually own their media is bizarre to me. Like this dude seems like he's just a complete PlayStation shill who will go whatever narrative they're trying to push. It's like, no, I'm not trying to go to 100% all digital. I don't care if you're gonna call us a relic. I will still own physical media. You can't change that. And PlayStation prefers to do all digital, then I'm done with PlayStation. As simple as that. So, or any console, by the way, does that all digital. I'm done with that. If they don't give you a physical option, I'm done. As simple as that. So, those are my thoughts about this. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.